Hello learners, this is Habiba with Excel with me. If you like the video, please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Let's start today's class, that is Pedagogy of Social Sciences, with the topic School Curriculum and Resources in Social Sciences, with the subtopic People as Resources. Significance of oral data. Now let's understand people as resources. That means how people become resources to get some information or knowledge. We are going to discuss about the significance or the importance of oral data. The Columbia Encyclopedia explains primitive societies have long relied on oral tradition to preserve a record of the past in the absence of written histories. That is, primitive societies, the old societies, when the Stone Age was there, people were just living nearby the rivers, water sources, just they were food gatherers. At that time, only recording the past events was oral data, that is written past in the absence of written history. Written history was not there. In Western society, the use of oral material goes back to the early Greek historians Herodotus and Theodosius, both of whom made extensive use of oral reports from witnesses. Earlier, they used to communicate and record the things and explain to others. The modern concept of oral history was developed in the 1940s by Allen Nevins and his associates at Columbia University. That means whatever the modern concept has come related to oral history was developed in the year 1940s by Allen Nevins. Oral history is the assortment, a miscellaneous collection of things or people, and investigation of verifiable data about people, families, significant occasions or daily existence utilizing audio tapes, or records of arranged meetings. What is actually oral history or oral data? Oral history is the record or the collection of the things, what people have done and how they used to live, what is the condition of the families, and what are the significant occasions they may be celebrated or enjoyed or need to be recorded, daily existence. They used to utilize audio tapes or records of arranged any meetings. These meetings are directed with individuals who took an interest in or saw previous occasions and whose recollections and view of these are to be safeguarded as an oral record for people in the future. So whatever they used to arrange the meetings directed by some individuals, they took keen interest in what people have done. They used to see everything in the special occasions and they used to collect the views of the people, and these records were kept for the future people. Then how oral data or history transmitted? Now the transmission was through speech or song and may include folk tales, ballads, chants, prose or verses. In this way, it is possible for a society to transmit oral history or oral literature, oral law and other knowledge across generations without a writing system or in parallel to a writing system. Now, how they have transmitted this past occurrences or events? Through speeches or through some songs, so that so for example, our grandparents used to sing some lullabies or something. That means they continuously sing and we grasp it and we sing for our children. That goes on continuing for future generations. So through folk tales, ballads, chants, proses, they used to say some verses. All these things can be recorded in the mind and continuously from one generation to the other, even without any writing system, or some were parallelly going with the writing system. They used to record all these oral history. Now, religions such as Buddhism, Hinduism, Catholicism and Jainism, for example, have used an oral tradition in parallel to a writing system to transmit their canonical scriptures, rituals, hymns and mythologies from one generation to the next. So, the old religions such as Buddhism, Hinduism, Catholicism, Jainism, all these people traditionally they have had these oral tradition parallelly with the written system also. That means they used to say some hymns or some ritual things. They used to say some speeches and all, gospels we can say, all these things, mythologies, everything they used to say orally also, preachings also were there. That means they used to preach to people, those people can pass those preachings to others. Likewise, these things were continued, oral history, from one generation to the next. Now, what is the significance of oral data or history? Let's understand here. The recording of personal memories and histories of those who experienced historical eras or events. Why this oral history is significant or important? Because personal memories and histories need to be known to the next generation. What our great grandparents or ancestors might have done, what kind of life they might have lived, those recordings, personal memories they are. For that it is important. Then oral history endeavors to acquire data according to alternate points of view, and a large portion of these can't be found in composed sources. That means these are such works, endeavors to acquire, get the data according to alternate point of views of the people of large proportion. These cannot be composed sources. So these oral history or oral data is very, very important. The term is sometimes used in a more general sense to refer to any information about past events that people who experienced them tell anybody else. That means this term oral history or oral data, why they use? Because this is a general term they used to refer to give some information about the past events, who the people who experienced all these things to tell this to anybody else. Then information introduced by oral history is special in that it shares the inferred point of view, contemplations, assessments and comprehension of the interviewee in its essential structure. Whatever in essential structure it should be, through orally that person who has experienced will narrate to the other person. Then oral history additionally alludes to data assembled thusly and to composed work that is distributed or unpublished in light of such information frequently safeguarded in documents and huge libraries for future generations' knowledge. Whatever is recorded through orally, that again was written and or maybe recorded in tapes or something and kept in the libraries for the future generations' knowledge. Then why this is important? To transmit the canonical scriptures, rituals, hymns and mythologies from one generation to the next. How we come to know about the mythological stories? Because somebody might have told to their children and then again to the children and again to the children, that continued to the generations, and we also will pass on the things to the coming generations. The knowledge of folklore has been orally transmitted and then preserved in human history also. Whatever folklores, the folk culture, our old ancestors and people might have told us, even in tribal areas, till now those rituals are alive. The knowledge, art, ideas and cultural material is received, preserved and transmitted orally from one generation to the another. That's what we were discussing continuously. Whatever art is their idea, is a tribal people, still they continue those folk dances for singing and all, whatever culture, and then festivals they celebrate, all they are received from the past and preserved and transmitted to the next generation. Now let's conclude this topic. Oral chronicles are stories that living people tell about their past or about the past of others. Saving oral history is a basic first period of genealogical exploration and information protection. Since the people who give the data are for the most part more older individuals from the family, both their lives and their recollections are in danger of being lost to time. Hence, it ought to consistently be the main goal of a starting genealogist or family student of history to discover these patriarchs and matriarchs of the family, be they grandparents, great grandparents, grand uncles, grand aunts, great grand uncles, great grand aunts, older first and second cousins, and even older neighbors and colleagues of these individuals. So we come to the end of this session. If you like the video, please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Thanks for your attention and time. Happy learning.